Hey y'all, I'm Sean.
I'm Matthew, and we're Broken Dreams Reborn.
And today we are going to give you our review of the Bethesda RV Park, which is in Seffner, Florida. One of the huge pros of this RV park is if you wind up buying an RV from Lazy Days, it's literally a mile down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a problem with your RV, then you can either take it right back to Lazy Days, or if you don't want to break down, sometimes they will send their RV mobile tech out to see you at the RV park, which they did for us when we were there for a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not that scary because it's literally just down the road. Like, we turned out of Lazy Days, made one, maybe two rides to get in there. And then so that, helped our nerves a lot because we weren't moving it right off, like, what?
It was our first time.
Yeah, 100 miles down the road, so that made us feel good. And when we got there, the camp hosts met us. They were extremely nice.
Yep.
And our site was so wide. You want to talk about the site?
The sites were very spacious. We had enough room for our 36-foot trailer and then our 21-foot truck. And then there was still room end to end to end. So if you have a big fifth wheel and a Class A and a toad is what I meant to say, you should be fine. They have sites for everybody, and they are gravel, but they are sort of level. It wasn't too terribly bad. It wasn't like some county parks we've seen. So it's doable.
So the site, we'll just keep it on the site. The site had full hookups.
Yeah.
So you had sewer, your water, and electric. And the electric was 50 amp.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also internet, because we work from home. So the internet was fantastic the whole time we were there. And we had AT&T.
Yep.
Never had a problem with the internet. Another pro of this place, it is literally down the road from Brandon, Florida, not far from Tampa, Florida. It's in Seffner, Florida, which means it's close to all kinds of amenities like restaurants and stores.
Close to the interstate.
They have a dumpster on site for you to take your trash to. We were inside 11, so we were just able to walk over there. They have a laundry facility. They also had a men's shower room and a women's shower room, and the showers had doors on it, so it was like an enclosed shower stall. And another thing that was good about their shower house is they gave you a code in order to get into the shower room or just the bathroom in general, and then the door locked behind you so no one could come in unless they had that code. And also they have a code starting at night. They'll lock the gate. So you have to have a code to get in. So it felt like a very safe place because it's run by what, is it a church or a Christian school?
Sort of both. I think they also have a Christian school and a church, yeah.
Because during the school, I'm not sure about the weekends, we're only there a week, they had security that even patrolled the RV park. So that was nice. Also, you can walk the grounds around the school and stuff, and they had baseball fields, and the lot that we were on, we could even see the baseball fields or softball fields, whatever you call it. So this is the back side of the RV park. Bethesda RV park. And you back up to the school, which is they have like softball fields and stuff, and so we come out here and walk, and they've got like this little flower garden over the hill that's kind of nice to look at, but it's very quiet and peaceful. And let me stop right here and you can see there's the RVs. This is the little flower garden I was talking about. there's like this very huge sunflower over here. They have benches, so they must have something, maybe presentations that they do of the plants. Look how big that sunflower is. Huge. And then you can walk back here around these huge live oaks. In fact, they said the RV park used to be back here, and you can see evidence of the hookup sites over here, but they don't look like they were that big back in the day. Do not enter. We're entering. We're renegades. We're renegade RVers. So now you can see them a little bit better. You see the little hookup sites. It looks like they used to have electric and water, but I don't see the evidence of where the sewer used to be. Do you? Maybe they didn't have sewer hookups on these lots.
Yeah, it looks like it was just partial.
But how would you fit like RVs in there? It looks really small.
It does look small. It looks like about as level as a mountainside.
Right. And then they had a clubhouse that was attached to the laundry room that had tables, so you could go in there and like play games or put puzzles together if that's your thing. And one of my favorite perks of this RV park, y'all, was ice. You got free ice. You know how when you stayed in a hotel and down the hallway was this huge ice machine, you could take your little ice bucket and get your ice. They had one of those hotel ice machines. So me and Matthew took our little mixing bowl, filled it with ice, brought it back to our RV, and just put it in a Ziploc bag and then put it in the freezer, because we were there the last week of March and it was hot.
It was hot. Florida is hot in March.
So I think that might be all of the pros. Were there any cons?
I would say one con. Well, first, the thing that's not really a con at all, but just to set expectations. It's not Disney World, okay? It's not Fort Wilderness. You have gravel sites, and it's not everything looks like it's brand spanking new, but that's not really a con because it gives you everything you need. The people are wonderful. The sites are wonderful. Just to set expectations, though. It's a good price for what you get. Nothing wrong with that. The con that I saw was the fact that it's gravel. When you're in there, you see that the gravel gets permeated over into, or maybe mixed over into, the grass areas. And so when they mow the lawn, we heard one day, a day or two before we were about to pull out?
Day before we were supposed to leave.
Okay. We heard what sounded like, I don't know, a machine gun going off on the side of our RV. So I ran outside, and there was somebody mowing the lawn, or should I say mowing the gravel, because it's kind of one and the same sometimes.
He is weed eating.
Yeah, with a weed eater. Mm-hmm. And it's just stuff flying everywhere. It didn't really damage the RV, but I was concerned about our brand new truck. So I hopped in the truck, said, Sean, I'm leaving. I took off. I said, call me when he gets done. As soon as I left, it turns out the guy mowing the lawn had a phone call, or somebody got his attention to do something else, and he never got back to it. So I came back and we left the next day. Didn't really say anything about it, but thought I'd bring it up in the review. I'm sure if I would have mentioned it, he probably would have just gone on to another section and probably wouldn't have cared. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but we left it alone because he left it alone.
So, would you stay here again? Like, what, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank the Bethesda RV park?
All things considered, I would give it, if 10 is absolutely perfect, I'd probably give it a 7.7. Would I stay there again? I don't have any reason not to stay there again. I would probably just request that they maybe skip the lawn while we're there, but honestly, other than that, everything else was great about it. The people are the best feature of it. The camp hosts are wonderful. The church who you deal with is wonderful. The lady in the office who took the reservation, spacious. What else do you need?
And one other, I need to rank it. I'd rank it an 8 because everything that he said, the internet was just great. We had a great time there. One other thing, y'all, you can get a discount if you have a Good Sam's card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if they offered any other discounts, but we had the Good Sam's.
We were there for a week. I'm sure the rates are going to change, so maybe we won't mention the rates, but there for a week, we paid for the site plus electric, which we ended up paying nothing for electric because they give you an allowance, and if you go over that, then they charge you. But it was Florida in the summer. We had both AC units going, and we still didn't spend enough electricity or burn enough electricity to have to pay for it. So technically they charge you for electric, but they don't really. And then if you're there for seasonally, then you have to fill out a simple background check and all that stuff. So even within the gates, it's a pretty safe area. You don't have to do that for the short term.
And we got this park in snowbird season still. It was the last week of March. We didn't know where we were going to go after Lazy Days. We literally called the day before we were supposed to leave Lazy Days, and they had an opening. Now, when you drive by this, you're probably like, well, that doesn't look very appealing. And when I found out that that's what it was, because we had already drove by, and I'm like, oh. But when you get in there, I mean, the sites were spacious, and it was really nice, and we had a very, very good experience. So, we would recommend the Bethesda RV Park. Yep. Also, one other thing, if we didn't answer something like you're like, well, I really wanted to know this about the RV park, then just drop us a comment below and we'll see if we can answer that for you, because we're new at reviewing the RV parks and we don't know all the amenities that people are looking for. So just drop us a comment below. We'll let you know. They do not have a playground or a dog park, but people did have dogs and kids in there. So I don't know why there wasn't a playground, but they did not have those two things.
But yeah, tell us what kinds of things you want to see in these reviews, because really we've never done them before. So we want to make y'all happy. So tell us what you need.
We'll talk to you later.